Okay, we're going to do the review of assignment one. The assignment was Our Wheels Are Our Freedom. So let's take a look at what we've got here. First image up here, okay. Kind of a fun shot with the idea of she's very happy she's got her car. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. It's not. It doesn't. The shot doesn't grab us to really make us look at the shot. It's a fun snap, that's for sure. How could we have made this more punchy? Well, for one thing, we need to see more of the car, so we understand the car better. Maybe a horizontal shot to show us the car would have been perfect. I would, for commercial. Remember, this is Project 52 is about commercial photography. So for commercial photography, a couple little things I would have done. Number one, I would have taken these, photoshopped these off the windshield. Number two, I'd probably make something happening in the sky here, even though I might have to burn it down just a little bit. It looks like a very foggy day, but just a little bit of something up here. I don't mean, you know, clouds of death or anything like that up there. Just a little bit of something. Great expression on the face using the cell phone. I'm happy I got my car, but I think a little more of the car would have worked really well. Our wheels are our freedom. Some guys out here in the hot car. One of the things about shooting cars you have to remember is that cars reflect everything. So the hood of this car is reflecting that blue sky above them. And the side of the car is reflecting all this grass, etc. going on here. So we've got some hard, looks like fairly midday sun happening here, which is not a friend of the car shooting world. Number two, we've got a fist in front of this guy's face, which we wouldn't want to have. Maybe he could lean out a little more. And this guy's hidden in the shadows, so this doesn't work with him at all. We don't know him. We may be sitting up on the side of the car or down where the light was on his face so we could see the face. Having the light in the shadow is not a good thing. If wheels are our freedom, let's not crop off the wheels. Joel, let's not crop off the wheels. Let's keep everything in the shot. Let's make it, or if we're going to crop it, we got to crop it more smarter, I guess is the word, than this. It's not a smart crop. We're going through this wheel. We're just kind of cutting up the car here, not in a good way. Also, watch out for things that are tangents. We come around the corner of this car and then we pick up this thing. I don't know what that is. Is that on the car or is it in the background? Well, I think it's in the background, but you can see how it kills the line of the car here. All of a sudden the car is, not as got an extra thing on it, and we have to figure out in our head what that is. We shouldn't have to do that. Had you come down a little bit lower, this would have dropped all the way behind the car, putting the car a little more against the sky, which is probably a good thing. First truck. Yeah, okay. Nice, good working person's truck. Got some dust up on it. It's fun. We've got the horse out there indicating that it's a working truck. I like that. Good shot on the face. Watch the lighting, though. Would it have been better? This is a question. Always you have to ask yourself, would it have been better from the other side so we didn't have the harsh sunlight dropping that shadow right down across the brim there, or from the brim right across the face, also causing a very deep shadow from the nose. So we've split her face in two, making a complex face. Probably not the best thing to do. I don't think Phil Flash would have been the answer because, horses, sometimes you never know really what horses are going to do around flash. So I'm wondering if maybe a backlight situation wouldn't have worked a little bit better. Maybe a reflector. We'd see the truck a little better. The brightness on the truck is really going to show us all this dust. I don't mind the dust. It's a working truck. So it's kind of telling the story. Great expression on the young lady there. I think the overall Composition is a bit too tight, but it works fairly well for that. Poser. I don't know what that means. Poser. Okay. We got some good Photoshop work here. Lighting on the toy car it's not spectacular. This reflection is, of course, the white background. I do like the gobo here, creating the gradient across the back. We've got these little hot spots here, some kind of funky things going on within it. Maybe this would have been better to bounce the light off a large white board here and gone with smoother highlights rather than these specular highlights. Because we have speculars, then we have no light at all. Then we have the reflection. This is a reflection of that surface back there, along there. More of this, less of that. And of course, having this shadow zooming right behind the car. I don't think that works for this car. Try it again. Photoshop work looks pretty decent. Either that or it's a very small car. Levine sent in 2. Which one to critique? Let's go with the one that's less busy here. Okay, so a couple of things. Very wide angle lens, and because you're standing up instead of coming straight across, we end up with these pillars leaning back. I'd fix them in Photoshop or Lightroom if I were you. I'd get these things to line up. It's these little things like converging lines that tend to be a problem. Number 2, if we're going to shoot in a parking lot, we don't want to see oil dripping, so clone them out. That's too real, too much real if we're going to do an ad. We could cut. This is cute because it looks like somebody's name here, which makes sense. We don't need this car over here. We probably don't need this ashtray here. So if we came right down here on our crop and across, much better. The light on her, very harsh, lots of shadows. It would be nice to have some fill going on in here. And again, changing the angle could have helped out a lot. Could have helped this shot out a lot. It's kind of a grab shot. We really want you to. I want you to think about doing this shot again, and how would you make it? What would be the location you would go to make this shot really rock? And that's the most important thing. In commercial photography, we don't take, we make, and it's really, really important. A good attempt. Another thing that's off a little bit, we're not quite straight at this car, and so, or in the shot, so these lines, the single leading line is right here, and it doesn't make any sense in the shot. So think about how you present the camera to the subject and how those angles can be worked with. I think that if you're going to come straight at something like this with all of these verticals and horizontals everywhere, you've got to come straight at it. Pick a line, pick a linear point, and go for it so that it is absolutely vertical, absolutely horizontal, and nothing is falling away, especially with a wide angle lens like this. Very good. Good attempt. And yep, that's the best one in the middle there. These are a little more. There's a lot going on here and this one and the top one that doesn't really refer to the car. She's walking away from the car here, as a matter of fact. She's doing the same thing here. She's at least leaning on the car. Cars are freedom. So, all right, very good. Critiques will follow each assignment. So, thanks a lot.